To me, this was a shocking report from Bill Ryder of CBS Sports. He tweeted, sources tell CBS Sports that Los Angeles Lakers players Christian Wood, Jared Vanderbilt, and Gabe Vincent will miss the rest of the season. While Vanderbilt still could return, sources say the expectation is that will not happen. Whoa. Wow. News to me. If true, very bad news for the Lakers. So Rachel Nichols joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You spend a lot of time here in L.A. around these Lakers. What are you hearing about these three Lakers?
Well, look, the Lakers announced yesterday that Christian Wood had arthroscopic surgery on his knee. So he's definitely out 6 to 8 weeks. So we know he's going to be out the rest of the regular season. As for Gabe Vincent, I've actually heard much more encouraging things about Gabe. I've seen more encouraging things, just the video of him around the practice facility. But all of this is a little bit of semantics, Skip. The regular season is only a little bit more than 3 weeks. So that's it. So if a guy misses like, oh, maybe it's a week later than we thought, maybe it isn't, that could be the difference, and is he out the regular season? To me, with Gabe Vincent, the issue is the ship has already sailed. Any of this conversation, it does not matter at all. Because this is a guy who has played only 5 games this season. The guy that you traded for, the guy who was on fire during the playoffs, the guy who shot, what was it, more than 50% from 3 against Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, you're not getting that guy. I don't care if he comes back tomorrow, right? So the last step with him is supposed to be his conditioning. If he gets back in 2 weeks, if he gets back in a week, he's not going to be conditioned. He's not going to be the guy that you, Keyshawn, were so excited about over the summer, right? So that's done to me. You're not getting him.
Okay,
and then you look at Jared Vanderbilt, it's kind of the same conditioning issue with him.
Okay, but are we... I'm lost on the semantical part of this.
Okay.
Are we just talking about not coming back for the regular season or for the season for all the season?
Even if they came back, Skip,
Yeah.
what Rachel is saying and what I'm
I
thinking,
understand that.
It's so late in the game that you wouldn't even be up to speed, regardless what you do in practice, to even be a participant to help us do anything. So the season's lost.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I think the report was about the regular season, which, again, 3.5 weeks. But even that, again, he could come back tomorrow. To me, that's not what the Lakers are making a title run or not over Gabe Vincent, who's played 5 games so far this year. In fact, I don't think he can even help them that much. He can maybe provide a basket here or there. But no, you're a professional athlete, Key. Think about how long he's been out.
I know, yeah. It's tough. That's why I said, regardless of what you do in the building and practice and all that, it's totally different in the games. And when you think about it, you haven't put up the shots in games.
I get that.
So it's hard. And we most likely going to be in the play-in. Most likely. So what do we get? We win the play-in, we get a series? And he comes and helps us in a game, maybe a shot?
So I feel like I've talked more about Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent than I have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. No, seriously.
No, that's a lie.
No, but I bring them up every single day that we talk about the Lakers. I'm waiting. And they're not life changers. They're not what you call difference makers, but they're key pieces to what I thought the Lakers could become.
That is over.
Yeah, depth-wise at the start of the season, like Rachel said, if we had all of them, we'd probably be in a different situation. But
Jared Vanderbilt can defend at the highest level. He's long and strong and knows how to play, and it's such a key play. They're terrible on defense, or they're middle of the pack-ish at best. And I told you yesterday, if you look at their individual defensive win shares, LeBron leads, and he's ranked 86th in individual. He leads.
Bad defense.
Okay, that's just bad defense. Jared Vanderbilt gives you credibility where you can put him on somebody that you need to bother. But
he hadn't played defense on somebody in such a long time.
Well, and here's the thing. And look, again, the reports on him are more similar to Gabe Vincent. We could see him back sooner rather than later. But to your point about defense, right? He can contribute a play here or there. But what do you need for defense, especially in the playoffs? You need conditioning. You need energy. It is about literally just running for 48 minutes straight.
Okay. And the Lakers are dead last in three-point shot attempts, even though LeBron is having a career three-point shooting year. And you look around, and Rui is still over 40%. And if you added Gabe Vincent to this, maybe you'd start shooting more threes because you'd start to be credible shooting threes more than you try, right? And he is a big shot taker and maker because he's done it at the highest level. And I still don't understand how he had a scope and can't come back at all. I just don't get it. And I don't understand on Christian Wood. Listen, you and I talked about Christian Wood when they had him. He's pretty good. He's been around and done all that.
Yeah.
He's
succeeded in this environment.
He has. And yet, why would you wait a whole month and then he suddenly gets a scope? He hurt his knee, and it took a whole month for them to decide.
You could play on it.
Okay, well, is that
a lot of guys, though, Skip, don't want to have surgeries. Yeah. They want to fight through it and let it heal on its own. And then when you realize it's probably the best thing to do is go get a surgery, it's too late.
Trust me, I've had 3 meniscus. I know what they are. They're not bad at all. And you can come back quickly from it.
Your body reacts differently. I had the same thing. Meniscus tear, scope. I missed 1 game.
Okay, that's all you need.
I missed 1 game. Okay. We had a bye. I came back. It was fine.
It's today's modern medicine. You can do this quickly if you commit to it, and they didn't commit quickly enough to it. So the odds are...
They made a gamble, and they lost.
The odds are, even if they're back, they're not going to be back because they're not going to be ready. And plus, as we always talk about, LeBron is different. It's a very special thing that you have to figure out how to find your place in the flow with LeBron running the show.
Exactly.
And you can't throw Gabe Vincent into a playoff mix because it will not work. He won't be able to find his place in the rotation. LeBron won't be able to sort of to know his game well enough, quickly enough to contribute.
Again, he might have a moment, right? Yeah. I mean, he had some great moments during the playoffs last season. He might have one of those. We're not saying he's not going to have that.
But he also played.
You're not going to get it consistently, and your point is exactly correct. Playing with LeBron in the postseason is its own whole thing. He hasn't had that. I mean, look, yes, the Lakers have had bad injury luck this year. You said you've talked about Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt more than almost anyone else. But every team has bad luck at a lot of different points, right? I mean, John Morant has not had the season he expected. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is hurt at the worst possible time for a Wolves team that was poised to make its best run in decades. I mean, this kind of thing happens throughout teams. And the Lakers have gotten largely fortunate that LeBron James and Anthony Davis have not had those major months-long injuries. They really have to look at the Lakers season and say, you guys have gotten off okay health-wise.
We won 32 games or whatever it is.
37 and 32.
37 games.
No. Your team is rounding into form. 37 and 32 in the last game, I know it was against the Hawks, so forgive me, but in the last game, they were shot 58% from the floor, 42% from 3. They look comfortable. They're now having this 3 days rest period. I don't think they're in any danger of falling out of the play-in. I see the other teams below them, but Houston doesn't have Şengün anymore, and I'm not worried. Do I think they're going to hop out of the play-in? That is also unlikely with 13 games left to play. This is the team. Yeah. And I think that they look comfortable to get out of the play-in, but it's the whole point of it being a 1 or 2 game matchup is that anyone can beat anyone on any given day.
What's best for the Lakers is trying to get out of it, but you already said that's probably not going to happen with 13 games left. And when you look at it, you fall to that 9 or that 10 spot, don't get to the 7th or the 8th, you got 2 games now to get into the playoffs. Yeah. And there's no guarantee the way that they go up and down from night in and night out that they...
I understand.
You know, that's the part that is scary.
It is scary.
You know, and then you get a D. Russ that lights it up one night and then scores 2 points the next night.
But the Lakers, to me, it is completely about matchups, and we frankly won't know until the last day of the regular season and probably until the middle of the play-in to know what those matchups are going to be. If they get a team in the play-in game that they can easily handle, they'll be fine. And the fact that they won't have rested, we'll be talking that week about, they're in rhythm. The other team's rested for a week. They're in rhythm. The Lakers are in good shape.
I don't know that
We could be talking about what a great matchup they have, about a team that can't handle length, which is the case of some of the teams at the top of the West. Or that we could be talking about Denver. And then you know my feelings.
You look at those teams that they would play in the play-in. I don't know that they could beat a healthy Phoenix. I don't know that. I don't know that they could beat Golden State. They didn't the other night.
Yeah.
You know what? I think they could beat Golden State.
I don't know that they can.
So Golden State's weird because if you look at February, they won 11 out of 13, and now in March they've lost 5 of their last 8.
Yes.
So you guys keep going back and forth with them 9-10, 10-9. But if you had to go win 1 game for your life to advance in the playoffs, I believe you could go to Golden State and beat them. I just think you match up well with them.
It's more likely that the Lakers win that matchup, but to Key's point, it's Steph Curry who could get hot on any night, and not every...
Clay, too. Coming off the bench, Clay could drop 28 on your head.
Could. and LeBron could drop 40 on their head. And Anthony Davis, they don't have a rim protector. They don't have anybody who can deal with them.
But will Anthony
Davis not be dropping 40 is Gabe Vincent.
But the question, my question to you say Anthony Davis could drop 40, but will he? Will he drop 40? Will he come to the party?
To Rachel's point, the one thing I loved about the Hawks game, and your friend Paul Pierce was on that morning talking about how the one thing he doesn't like about LeBron right now is there's too much ball hogging going on, too much stat machining going on. Yeah, you were part of this.
I was here.
Okay. But all of a sudden, I don't know if LeBron was listening, but they go out that night against the Hawks.
Somebody told him.
Yeah, somebody told him. And you know what? He took 14 shots, and AD took 14 shots, and D'Lo took 14 shots.
I think he was 10 or 14.
That is correct.
LeBron was 10 or 14.
Okay, that'll work. That is a recipe for advancement.
But that worked against the Hawks.
I know, and they're just the Hawks.
That may not work against Denver. It may not work against a fully stacked Minnesota team, which I don't believe the Lakers will be scared of in a 7-game series, but certain teams that work against. The Hawks, that work against them.
Yeah. But, Rachel, you're pretty bullish on the Lakers moving forward, right?
I just think that it's completely matchups, right? I think that they have the advantage in more matchups than they don't, though. So that is why I am bullish, right?
What if there's a Kings in our sight?
That's a problem.
I mean, I know that Skip feels...
You see what I'm saying?
You think Sacramento just has their number, right?
Well, look at what's happened. What is it now? 8 out of 9?
They can't do anything
the
with
8 are not even close.
De'Aaron Fox just... I was going to say, De'Aaron Fox can't do anything.
I don't understand.
And Sabonis is, what, 6'9 and a half dude dominating the AD.
Look, I was at the Kings-Lakers game that was here a couple weeks ago. I thought they were going to light the beam outside the Staples Center. I mean, it was like so much of Sacramento energy in there at one point. But look, it is hard to bet against LeBron James in a 7-game series against most of the league, just not all of the league. And all of the league is who you have to beat to win an NBA Finals.
And I'm going to say it one last time. Against your Denver Nuggets. Not that you love the Nuggets, but you believe in the Nuggets.
I am. They're mine this year.
Yeah, you are.
Talk to me next year. I'll be on someone completely different.
They've lost 8 straight games to the Nuggets, but in 7 of those games, they went to the wire. And I watched the Nuggets again last night, albeit against a undermanned Minnesota without their 3 big guys. But when push came to shove, Joker and Jamal just said, watch this, and so did everybody else. I mean, they got shots from everybody, but they just know how to close.
I don't understand the Joker thing, but I guess I just don't.
What don't you understand?
I just don't understand how he could just stand. They let him just stand right underneath the basket and just do. I don't understand
volleyball?
it.
I know he did.
He got a shot last night. The dude backed down and was underneath the basket. I'm like, put your elbow right in the back of his damn spine, like.
Well, Kobe Tracy McGrady shot like that?
Just like, and he just like, boom. I was like, we ain't gonna never win.
It was that kid Garza trying to guard him.
Wow.
Then he hit a 3 from dead center.
He's a two-way player.
He hit a 3 from dead center. I was just like,
and
you know what?
I get it, but I just can't.
Keyshawn, he went up the court laughing after he made his 3, like, you gave me that?
I saw him. They called timeout, and he was walking back. I was like...
But that's another reason why the Nuggets are so impressive. It's an entire team. They have great chemistry. You can tell that they know exactly where everyone's going to be.
That's just me.
Yeah.
Oh, now what? Now what?
I don't like Mike.
Because he said he's your daddy?
I don't like Mike.
He did say that. All right, in a moment. Rachel Nichols did cover Michael Jordan in Chicago, as did I. What does she think about comparing Anthony Edwards to MJ? That's next. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.